everyone! I'm actually having the best day of the week today because I think I slept really well, and yeah, now I have this window to talk to you guys because there's nobody in the house. Yay! I absolutely have no idea how I'm gonna do videos once I have kids because wow, they make so much noise. Oh my gosh. Today's video is about my Fiverr basically journey from where I started to where I am now. Just for reference, I've been on Fiverr for 2 years and 2 months. So I started in October of 2021, and then now, yeah, wait, 2 years and 2 months in. So I'm literally gonna pull up the stats so that I can show you guys, but I think that it's been quite a journey, and I only realized it this week because I realized that at first I thought, okay, this year I did not make more than what I made last year on Fiverr, and to be honest, I'm not that sad about it because I know that since the introduction of AI, basically all my writing services, because most of the stuff that I offer is just writing services, that has decreased in demand because I just think that people think that they can just get an AI to do everything for them. So basically, if I type into OpenGTP right now in terms of write me 10 captions about cryptocurrency, which is not a topic I cover, but just for an example, you'd be able to copy that information, and that's a job that I used to fulfill. So there was this one guy who actually hired me to only write captions for him. So yeah, that type of advancement in technology does make jobs like mine obsolete. So, to be honest, I was quite surprised that I wasn't getting any orders at the beginning of the year. I think I completed one in January, but I think from February all the way to I think middle July, I had zero orders, which scared the hell out of me. However, because the previous December I had decided to take Upwork seriously, I was able to get 3 clients initially on Upwork, which then dwindled down to one, and that one eventually also that one also concluded. But I kept that client for 9 months, which was really impressive based on the fact that I had just met him like the previous December around this time. And it's that story is also funny because he hired me around this time. I think it was like maybe after my birthday, so after the 12th. And but for a job that was starting in January, which was really impressive. Like I really liked how together he was. So basically, like me making money on Upwork made up um basically all the money that I was losing on Fiverr, if you want to look at it that way. So I'm quickly gonna go over my income, like based like year on year, so that you can see the progress that we've made. So for my very first job on Fiverr, I made $10, and this was from these two women in the US somewhere, and they needed me to write descriptions for their course. Bear in mind, I had just found out that people make money selling courses, like I think the previous couple of months, because I had bought a course myself. And so I knew what was expected, but I didn't know like what role I should be playing. So I ended up charging them $10, and the work was a lot. It was a lot of info to comb through. The video was so crisp. I think it chowed all the data I was using. This was before I went I had Wi-Fi or uncapped, blah blah blah, whatever. So it was just a lot. I remember having to buy more data in order for me to complete this job. Imagine buying like a lot of data, but you're only making 180 for that particular task, which I later found out was not 180 because Fiverr takes 20% from whatever you make. So it was a very interesting journey. And then think a couple of days thereafter, they rehired me for triple the work, but I still charged $20, which I don't regret because I was still starting out. But at the same time, I know that I should have done better with my pricing right right out of the gate. But I had no experience. I was new to the freelancing space, so yeah, that's totally just part of the learning process. So in that first year, 2021, I made 2,500. And you wouldn't believe, but my very first job, or the second job that I did, someone tipped me for the first time. So here it says 160, so I'm assuming it's between $8 and $10. So even that tip was crazy money to me, because I had been super unemployed up until that moment. So yeah, I completed 2 tasks in October. I completed 2 more tasks in November. So and then I completed 1 task in December, but I made my most money that year. That in that month, I also got a 200 rand tip. So I was like on fire. I was just so excited to get the ball rolling, and this was the first time after being unemployed where I was earning my own money. So I was super, super excited. And at this time, I was still a new seller, so I only had 7 like gigs listed. So basically, I was limited to those. Then the following year, in January and February, I made almost no money, which was like, it was I was flabbergasted. At the beginning, I made like $10. I think that was January, and then in February, I made no money. So I identified that, okay, maybe February has a problem, because later on in the year, in August, I also made no money. I was like, there's a disease in January, February, as well as August. Do you get what I mean? But then I got a job in March that made up the fact that I did not get paid in my or in January and February, which was a editing and proofreading job that I got. So I was really, really excited about that. And then with that job, I made 6,000 rand, and I think that was like my biggest month that year. But I can see that November was actually my biggest month, but not by that far, because in March I made 6,000, and then in November I made 6,300. But the 6,000 I made in March was from one job, and the 6,300 I made in November was from 7 jobs. So I had to do quite a lot in order to earn that money. So my biggest lessons definitely from 2022 was to keep your like to keep your clients happy, because in that year I actually had a couple of recurring clients. I had this one lady from the UK. Yeah, she was amazing, and basically covered that whole year. And then I also had this other guy who consistently hired me for Instagram captions. Yeah. And he still continued to hire me even after I increased my price. So I charged $15 at first, realized that it was a ton of work, and then I charged $25. And he tried to question it. He was like, what's up with that? And I was just like, it's just the amount of time that it takes for me to write the captions, which now can be done in 3 seconds by a robot. Anyway, so yeah, that was like quite an experience. And I would say, out of all the time that I've had on Fiverr, 2022 was definitely my favorite year, because yeah, I just met really cool people on the platform. It was also the time that I realized that I needed to find out how Upwork works, because if I didn't, I was going to have the same January, February, I was going to have the same August as well. So I had to do something. And I remember I spent a little bit of money. I watched all the free videos that I could get my hands on. Then I spent a little bit of money on this other girl from Pakistan, I think, who charged a $35 class. It was a big class, um, to teach people about Upwork. And it was actually a really good class. I went in there without any expectations, but I came out knowing exactly what I did wrong. And I definitely think that was $35 well spent, even though I did not have that money at the time. Because with Fiverr, the way things fluctuated is that whenever I had a good month, I had to basically prepare for the next couple of months because I didn't know if I was going to get an order or not, which is why you need to choose a good niche that can consistently pay you, if you understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's basically what happened that year, but it was overall a good year. Not a ton of tips. I don't know what happened. What had happened. I would say that whole year I probably made like 300 rand worth of in tips. Then we get to this year, which has been interesting because I have no other word for it. And it was interesting. No other word. Started off in January, someone asked me to create a PowerPoint presentation, which I was fine with. And then this was back when I still had only one job, basically. And then ouch, I created that presentation. She sent it back. She said the whole thing was wrong. I had to start from scratch. I fixed it, and she was so impressed with the fix that she tipped me like $5, which was okay. Then February, March, April, May, June, $0. $0. Zero. I was flabbergasted. I was already flabbergasted by I think by March I was on holiday at my friend's place thinking that this is the perfect time to catch up on work because by now I already had a second job. And I was just like what's happening, Zero sales. It was unbelievable. It's like something happened. And this was also when people were going back to work a lot more, like the great resignation. There was just a lot in the air. And yeah, it was just like kind of scary. And then in July, I was shocked when someone actually ordered something. Um, and I think, to be honest, I was sitting at the mall with my mom. I'll never forget it. I was sitting at the mall with my mom. We're sitting because she gets tired of walking forever. And I'm like, a mall is huge. Another day. Anyway, we're sitting there. All of a sudden, I see someone ordered. On the order itself, I say, first talk to me before you place an order. So I see this person ordered $40. When I check what they ordered, I can see that it's minutes. I'm like, crap, I haven't done minutes. I don't have a system, all of these other things. I tell my mom, there's a job on here. It's a 3-day delivery. I have never done it, so we need to go because I have to go figure this out. Like, if I don't have a system in place, I tend to overreact. So basically, it was this lady. She sent me an MP4 video. I was surprised that it wasn't gonna chow all my space with my computer. I watched it. The meeting was so boring, but it was not unbearable. So I was like, oh, please, I can do this. So I typed the minutes, blah, blah, blah. Luckily, she already had previous minutes, so I could already tell how she wanted them. So I submitted them, sent them. So she sent me a really great review. She said it was a really strong set of minutes. I don't know what she's very like tactful in the way she speaks. Um, and then I kid you not, a month later in August, someone places an order for the same gig, which is the minutes. But it was someone else. Let me think if I can remember this meeting. Yes, I do remember it. Bunch of older people. And yeah, this lady gave me a tip, but she also gave me a really bad rating. She gave me a 3.3, which completely tanked my average. Like, yeah, because before then I had 5 consistently. And when she gave me a 3.3, it really tanked me. I think I went down to like a 4 or something. Yeah. Then in September, $0. And then in in October, it started picking up with the minutes. So a client found me, 2 clients found me. And then the one placed 3 orders that month and the other one placed 1 order, but it was a large order. And yeah, the rest is history because since then, in October, three, I made 4,000. Let me show you guys. Okay, not the best view, but you'll be able to see. So in July, I made 638, and then August the same. So this was $40 each. Then September, no money. Then in October, I made 4,386, and I see it says 6 orders. So yeah, but I just remember four from the one person and one from the other. Then in November, I made 8,772. As you can see, it was my biggest month yet, which is amazing. I also completed six, and then I got tips with 240. So sometimes the tips they also help. I think this year's also been 300 because there's 80 there, and then 240 there. That's 320. And then I also in December so far I've made 1,197, and I have an active order as we speak, which will also clear in December. But one thing to know is that even though here it says one order, that's the order that's been completed and has been approved. So here's what I mean by that. Hold on. So you see this balance available for use. That's the amount that has cleared. Okay, it's that 1,500 up there that you can see, but it's on there. And then here where it says payments to be cleared, it's this $212. So as soon as it clears, it's gonna appear there where it says one order. It's gonna now say four orders because it will be that one order plus these three orders. So at the end, it will be, I think, five, 5 or 6 or 7 total orders for December, and it just blows my mind. And I think when I first looked at the analytics, I was kind of sad thinking that for 2023 I made less than 2022, but a lot has happened in my life. Like I've gotten a job in February. um I started working for a marketplace, also trying to make an extra stream of income. I also do extra classes. I do a ton of stuff. So I don't necessarily have time all the time for freelance work. But if I add my Upwork and my Fiverr um, amounts together, it comes out to 35 or even up to 41, depending on how many jobs I can complete within December. Um, that's what it comes out to, which is 10K more than what I made last year, which is not like a leap, but for me, it's progress. And I think that's what's been the most important part about keeping track of this is to just see the actual progress that I've made, because sometimes when it's not gigantic or 5x or 10x or whatever, you might feel like you haven't done anything. But this year, I burnt myself out a couple of times, which I'm not proud of. But it was all just so that I could pay off debt, live comfortably, and be able to be in a position where I can plan for the future. And the future includes studying, the future includes getting a car, the future includes maybe getting my own place, all of these other things that I can't do on a salary. You get what I mean? So, yeah, that's basically my story. I'm just so grateful because I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't started. I don't know where I would be if I let fear stop all of this, you know. And initially, I had a goal of reaching 100,000 in my freelance money career. And honestly, I think I've reached it and gone over, not on Fiverr alone, like just on side hustles. Because I know that for Fiverr and Upwork, um, in the past 2 years, I've made 77,000. Last time I calculated it, and there's still my other things that I'm doing that I have not added to this. So where would I have gotten that money? Like nowhere. So yeah, I'm really just proud of myself. And yeah, in the future I definitely want to make money doing things that are not this active. Yeah, because I'm tired. Like I need a break. But grateful nonetheless. So yeah, I hope this story kind of like inspires you to start your freelancing journey. I really tell everybody that I meet that they need to get started on Fiverr. That's how much it has changed my life. And I hope through making these videos, it has also changed yours somehow. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.